are these people?
Rage Against the War recap.
Yeah, people were there this weekend. Collin was there. Tara was there. Daryl Black and the Empire was there.
Yay, Daryl!
Who else did we have there?
Sabby
Sabs, Misty, Posty.
Pasta. He did a good speech.
He did. Blumenthal, all those cats.
Max.
They were all there. This is a pretty good event from what I saw. There was a few little scuffs and bangs, but otherwise.
Dennis Kucinich, Jesus Christ, how old's Dennis Kucinich? He's like 112, right? And he made it.
Are you the one that's now ageist? Is that what's happening?
Hey man, I'm looking up the hill, not down the hill. Come on,
yeah,
come on, man, Jack.
Come on, Jack. So this is from Jeremy Kuzmarov. Do you know him over at CoverAction? You seen his stuff?
Yeah, I think I'm related to him. Go ahead.
So left and right joined together to rage against Ukraine war on its 1-year anniversary. Hey, decent title. I'll take it. Let's see what this article has got. Several thousand people gathered at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. on Sunday, February 19th to protest U.S. support for the war in Ukraine around the time of its 1-year anniversary. Hey, they didn't call it a pro-Russian event. Look at that, Oz.
Wow.
Organized by the People's Party and the Libertarian Party, brought together groups on the left and Libertarian right, which were unified in their demand that the government should not spend one more penny on the war in Ukraine. There it is. Look at that.
I see Courtney Banks. I see Garland Nixon. See him?
Yeah, I think so.
I see him. No, actually, Collin reminded me. Courtney Banks. I saw she was in there with Collin there, and Garland Nixon was there. Great speech. So great. There was a little over 1,000 there. They estimated, or was it more?
Max said like anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000. So he was.
That's a pretty big buffer, Max.
Yeah, I feel you, Max.
Come on, Max. Come on, Max. Come on, Max.
Brana, the founder of the People's Party and the main organizer of the event, told CoverAction Mag that the rally was the biggest anti-war demonstration since the Iraq War, and it was sorely needed. Brana said that it was nice to see groups on the left and right coming together, though these labels are largely artificial. Stealing my line. As working people are being screwed, whether they are left and right, and we need to collectively fight back. Pat Ford, member of the Libertarian Party National Committee, echoed Brana when he told CoverAction Mag that the rally was a complete success as an exercise in coalition building. According to Ford, while the latter can be challenging, fictitious, and messy, it is the best possible avenue for grassroots organizers to effect social change and succeed when people of differing outlooks come together to end the Vietnam War, like you were echoing earlier tonight. Prior to the event, a few people on the left pulled out or wrote denunifications of the rally because of the presidents of the Libertarian Party, which advocates policies they don't like. Responding to that, comedian said to Jimmy Dore, he was there too on Sunday that this kind of attitude was akin to saying, I would like to fight against the threat of nuclear war, but not with you, as if these people had some kind of a disease, and then if a fireman came to help save his burning home, he would not quiz them about their views on gender relations or transsexuals, and then stop them that they didn't accord to on his own.
Fuck you!
What?
Yeah, there you go. That was good.
So, a friend of the show, Turncoat Dawn, did a little number on this one.
You have to work with people you disagree with big time, even sometimes people you hate, because we need each other to survive.
Yeah. Woo!
Oh, shit, I love it.
I'm reminded of the words of Frederick Douglass, who said, I will join with anyone to do good, but with no one to do bad.
Love it.
If Black Panthers can march hand in hand with the KKK down Las Vegas Boulevard to get welfare payments reinstated, we can join hands with the right wing, the libertarians, the left, the socialists, the communists, everybody to stop a nuclear war.
Yeah! Yeah!
And what's happening right here at this rally is what actually scares the hell out of the establishment. Everybody from the left, everybody from the right, everybody from the middle coming together to realize that we have more in common than divides us, and we share a common enemy. That enemy is the military-industrial complex and the oligarchy. The same oligarchy that did a controlled demolition of our economy, and then they want me to hate my neighbor for the pain I'm feeling because of that, because they wouldn't take a vaccine that didn't work the way they said it did in the first fucking place. Well, I'm not gonna hate my neighbor. I'm gonna love my neighbor.
Jax!
Because my neighbor is suffering under the same oligarchy that I'm suffering under, and he didn't cause it. The oligarchy did, and they don't want us to join together. And I have one message for the right and the left. If everybody on the right could just realize that not everybody on the left likes Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. We just want to end the wars and have health care that doesn't bankrupt us. That would go a long way. And if everybody on the left could just realize that not everybody on the right is a white supremacist Trump or gun nut, they're just fucking gun nuts. I love you, love each other. Come together. I'll see you at the next anti-war rally. Stay together.
Woo!
Yes, that is a fucking little bastard. He's done it again.
He's done it again.
Yeah, he's got that nailed. Yeah, Don, you're killing it, Don. You're doing the engineers proud.
Is what actually scares the hell out of the establishment. Everybody from the left, everybody from the right, everybody from the middle coming together to realize that we have more in common than divides us, and we share a common enemy.
Jimmy Dore announced a presidential run. That was the one who win both him and the Republican primary.
And the oligarchy, the same oligarchy that did a controlled demolition of our economy, and then they want me to hate my neighbor for the pain I'm feeling because of that, because they wouldn't take a vaccine that didn't work the way they said it did in the first fucking place. Well, I'm not gonna hate my neighbor. I'm gonna love my neighbor. Because my neighbor is suffering under the same oligarchy that I'm suffering under, and he didn't cause it. The oligarchy did, and they don't want us to join together. And I have one message for the right and the left. If everybody on the right could just realize that not everybody on the left likes Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. We just want to end the wars and have health care that doesn't bankrupt us. That would go a long way. And if everybody on the left could just realize that not everybody on the right is a white supremacist Trump or gun nut, they're just fucking gun nuts. I love you, love each other. Come together. I'll see you at the next anti.
He won't stop. You watched this live though, probably though, Oz.
Oh yeah, I had to. I was engineering it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a pleasure. I didn't catch a couple of speeches. I did catch Max Blumenthal's speech, which was a real hell of a keynote speech at the first big, and Chris Hedges, of course. All of them knocked it out. Garland Nixon was great. And what's the Italian gentleman's name again? You know who I'm talking about. I've got past my bedtime brain going on.
Pasta?
Right now. No, the other guy, the older gentleman.
Oh, Kucinich?
You know, Sig. No, the Italian guy. He was actually funny, really funny.
Help me out.
Chad, help him out. You know who it was. Sid. Oh God.
You're gonna here. Let's do this one first. We know this lady's name.
Hi, Tara. Tara was
Reed
there.
INN member and lovely person all around.
Yep.
And I didn't see many people cover her story, so I figured I'd let her speak.
Of course they didn't. Got audio?
You know my story. Joe Biden didn't ask for my consent, and his administration is not asking for the American citizens' consent to enter into this proxy war against Russia via Ukraine. Over $100 billion in weapons and aid, and it's going where? We don't know. It's a money laundering scheme. There needs to be a congressional
Yes, it
investigation
is.
into Joe Biden for what he's doing for all of us. I will be there for you. I will tell my story at that congressional investigation, and I will go under oath. Now, we're here today not because we have anything bad to say about the Ukrainian people. They are suffering. The Ukrainian workers are suffering. The Russians are suffering. This is about the Western Empire that has basically used the military-industrial complex and weaponized it to these endless wars. Julian Assange has given up his freedom to give us that information. When he told us about the 2014, when he published the information about the 2014 coup that was Western-backed, that led to this moment in history that we are now. The Biden administration is taking us to World War III, and we're not going to have it. You know, there's a Shakespeare saying, as flies to wanton boys, are we to the gods. They kill us for their sport. The elites are not going to kill us. There are more of us than them. We are going to stop this war and stop the endless funding to Ukraine. I see the Russian flags out there. Hello, Russia. You are not our enemy. Russia is not our enemy. China is not our enemy. The military-industrial complex has hijacked the Democratic and Republican Party. And it didn't take much money to do it, did it? So we have to take it back. And we have to demand from these politicians. Because remember, they work for us. We don't work for them. I want to leave on this note. Free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange.
Yes.
Killed
Thanks
it.
for bringing that. I'm glad you brought that. I'm glad you brought Tara. Yeah, it was very good. Very good.
See if I can find. Rachel Maddow spoke on this, did she not?
Oh God, just kick her to the curb, man. She's terrible.
Yeah, I thought I saved it, which is my problem. You know, like, why
I don't
do I
see
even
it in
do
the
these things?
Where did you put it?
It was in there. It's just now not there for some reason. But it's okay. I think I have it here somewhere. But
MSNBS came in and took it out, right?
Probably. It's in one of these
call
threads
it-
we have.
People call it MSNDNC, and I'm sticking with MSNBS because it is bullshit, and it has been bullshit for a long time. Hey, you see Keith Olbermann?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did see Keith Olbermann.
The guy needs to be fitted for a straitjacket. He's really losing his marbles.
Yep.
He needs Medicare. Oh, never mind. He's got millions of dollars that he sucked away. Maybe him and Rob Reiner will get together.
You would think.
Yeah.
How far back is this going to be? Is what I wonder.
How far back? What?
Where this Rachel Maddow clip is.
MSDHS because of all the feds. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that would be. How about I do that because I have a so cool.
Yeah, Gerald. Gerald. Is it pronounced Calente? Gerald Calente, is that right, Jax? Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. That's exactly who I'm thinking of. He had a great speech.
Yep.
Great speech. Yes,
So
Gerald
here it is.
Calente.
Oh,
okay.
We'll listen to this crazy lady talk about it.
I'm going to tear this one up.
Volume.
DC.
Bob,
A
please.
rally in, and I mean truly random rally on the National Mall in Washington,
Truly random.
D.C. A rally in support of Russia, I guess, given all the Russian flags, at least a rally against the U.S. supporting Ukraine.
Biden is a Nord Stream
trying to stand up
bomber.
against the Russian invasion of their country. This was a tiny event.
Stop
It was
funding
small.
the
It was a
Ukraine
weird
war.
assemblage of Americans. There were Proud Boys there. There were some of the white
Were
supremacist
there?
groups you'd recognize from the Unite the Right
Were there
rally
Proud
in
Boys
Charlottesville
there?
a few years ago.
No.
Also represented prominently the remains of the bizarre Lyndon LaRouche cult. There were a
cult.
lot of people with
They're a
Russian
cult now,
flags. Also, the
apparently.
occasional flag of the former Soviet Union. Also, at least one person who guest hosts for Tucker Carlson on the Fox News Channel was there as a
Who you
featured
had on
speaker.
your show several times.
There were anti-vaccine conspiracy theorists, a lot of them. There were cryptocurrency promoters. It was a really weird group. It was a small rally and a weird one. But that's what it looks like. That's the assemblage of short straws and split ends and loose change and loose electrons that's advocating
Loose
in this country that Russia's in the right in this war. And
A lot of
America
energy
should be
in
on
loose
Putin's
electrons,
side
Oz. I don't know
as
if
he
you
keeps
know.
invading other countries.
You know, try splitting a
I
couple.
mean, no disrespect to the Americans
You
who
know?
turned out as part of this small event this weekend, but it's not like they represent a big constituency that
No.
is arguing for this pro-Russia point of view.
Can you back it up about 20 seconds?
Yeah.
Just play that
I mean,
again.
no disrespect to the Americans who turned out as part of this small event this weekend, but it's not like they represent a big constituency that is arguing for this pro-Russia point of view.
You know, Reef, I'm pretty good at eyeballing these things now from all the video work. That's exactly where I wanted you to back it up to, because she says, I have no disrespect for the Americans who attended. She absolutely had disrespect and contempt. This was a sightseeing venture on an NBC camera that went around and took cheesecake shots of everything that they could put together so she could slander this event, lie about it, and she is absolutely disgusting. And anybody with two molecules in their brain that she was referring to, what did she call it? Energy? What was that?
Loose electrons.
Loose electrons.
Loose
Talk about
change.
loose She's crazy. She's a sociopath. She's a propagandist. She's absolutely crazy. That was a disrespect. There weren't even any live interviews. There were nothing. They
Brought no
focused
one
on
on.
what?
Brought no
No
one
one
on.
on.
Also, that person that just co-hosted Tucker's show also ran for president, was a fucking
Yes.
congressperson forever,
Yes.
worked in our own military. Like,
Yeah. She was. So.
Also, Ron Paul, not mentioned, didn't mention.
Yeah, Ron
Like,
Paul. Yes.
Mhm.
I mean, anybody
Kucinich,
that's got
Chris
half of a
Hedges.
mind, that report should go down in infamy. And that should be stapled to her mouth, because that is a disgusting display of what the antithesis of actual journalism is: pure propaganda sponsored by Boeing, Raytheon, et al. Absolutely disgusting. I don't know how that piece of crap sleeps at night. She's horrible, and blood is on her hands, along with the entirety of today's modern Western media.
Yep. So Dorr went on to provide a list of better ways the U.S. government could have spent the $100 billion used for arms into Ukraine. These included ending homelessness in the U.S., reinstating it, and then ending it again, funding a new police force to police against the current ones, facilitating 2 FTX collapses, paying Hunter Biden's monthly salary for the rest of his life, and giving Joe Biden a dog who knows where to lead him when his press conferences are over, funding 90 Alex Jones lawsuits, funding balloons to spy on China. Jimmy, we're already doing that one. And curing cancer.
Holy crap.
So, all kidding aside, Dorr said that instead of improving healthcare and funding high-speed rail and needed social programs, the U.S. government decided to fund people who commit horrible atrocities, many of whom are Nazis. The U.S. government is led by the most powerful mafia that ever existed. Even its Nobel Prize winners are war criminals, like Barack Obama, who bombed Libya and sent 26,000 bombs over Syria.
Here. Exactly. Barack Obama, one of the worst war criminal presidents we've had in decades.
Max Blumenthal started the rally by reminding the audience that the people of Luhansk and Donetsk have suffered for 9 years under bombs supplied by the U.S. and avowed neo-Nazi forces who killed Jews in pogroms during World War II. Blumenthal also said that people on the other side of the U.S. empire did not care whether people identified as a leftist or rightist. What they wanted was for people in the U.S. to rage against the sick, satanic, neoconservative war machine that has caused so much destruction. Can you dig it? I think was uttered multiple times.
Is that Kyle Kalinske?
Can you dig it? No.
No.
No, it's from the Warriors.
Warriors.
Come out and play.
Chris Hedges
promoted a similar message, emphasizing that the Ukraine war has been waged by the same intellectually dishonest high priests of empire who had advanced the original Cold War and War on Terror. These pimps of war never saw the corpses of their victims and subscribed to delusional fantasies that are parasites vomited up by the dying days of empire. Since politicians use fear, the best strategy for the anti-war movement, according to Hedges, is to make those in power afraid. The latter must feel the wrath of nonviolent civil disobedience on a massive scale and civil and political disruption. And if that doesn't work, to quote the Queen of Hearts, off with their heads. So,
the brilliant journalist Jen Dye says Chris Hedges is just a useful tool.
Yep. And you know how I feel about Jens.
Wow.
Dennis Kucinich, Tulsi Gabbard, and Ron Paul. Former presidential candidate Jill Stein of the Green Party, as well, were in attendance. Dennis Kucinich's speech was notable to hold Biden's administration accountable for the apparent bombing of the Nord Stream pipeline. He also said the people of Taiwan will be used next as the U.S. tries to portray China as the aggressor when it surrounds it with military bases. So we got that going for us. Gabbard followed Kucinich, saying that people at the Rage Against the War Machine rally were united in one thing. They valued human life and didn't want to die in a nuclear holocaust. I mean, I feel like everyone's for that. Gabbard said she had warned about the danger of the new Cold War during the 2020 Democratic primaries, but that sadly things have worsened since that time. The advent of this proxy war with Russia that easily now turned into a direct and nuclear war. And I think she also mentioned that they got what was it? Like they had like a early warning system go off in Hawaii, right? Scared everyone.
Yeah,
to
they
death.
did. They thought they were going to be bombed. I mean, they crapped their pants for quite a while and were crawling under manholes and everything else because they thought that was it.
So one of the best rock stars in this eternity, Roger Waters, said that he wouldn't be in the current mess that we are today. The U.S. leaders had kept Secretary of State James Baker's 1991 promise not to expand NATO 1 inch eastward in return for the removal of Russian troops from Germany, and not engineered an illegal coup in Ukraine in 2014 that helped trigger the current war.
Keeping your word is kind of a good thing when you negotiate in good faith. That's such a blot on America, but it's something that we've come to respect. We've got a government that has lied time and time again to other governments and negotiated in insincere and deconstructive fashion to bring us to the point we are now. So
to finish up, many people traveled long distances to attend the rally. As an example, Abel Tomlinson, 42, and Edward J. Hedgemanick, 73, drove 18 hours from Fayetteville, Arkansas, telling CoverAction Mag that they were concerned that the proxy war with Russia could soon become a nuclear war, and they wanted to support the demonstrators. The rally turned out to be completely nonviolent, with minimal police presence and no counter-demonstrators. There were many creative signs and peace anthems were played during breaks. Many at the event felt that it was a great thing that people of different ideological perspectives were coming together to oppose war, and that potentially this event could mark the beginning of a revived anti-war movement that affects real political change.
Hear, hear. Let's
Hear, hear.
hope so.